Let's do Unit 34, Lesson 1 in the language program. We are going to start with Step 1, phonemic awareness and phonics. Our goal in this step is to learn new sound spelling patterns for as in right and rhyme, n as in new, and s as in psyche. Let's review first. English has only 26 letters to represent more than 40 different sounds. There are multiple ways to represent some sounds. Some phonemes are represented by sequences of letters, such as CH for ch and DGE for ch. Sometimes letters in these sequences can be silent. This means that even though there are multiple letters in the pattern, only one sound is sounded. For example, in the word no, the K is silent, while the sound for n is used. Okay, let's look at page 114 in your interactive text. Read these sounds silently as I read them aloud. M, k, n, p, s, w. Now we're going to read the words in each column. We're going to listen for consonant sounds that are the same at the beginning of all three of these. Our first word is wrap. Say it. Wrap. Good. Wrote. Wrote. Wreck. Say it. Wreck. Excellent. Okay, what sound do you hear at the beginning of all three of those words? App, oat, ek. Wrap, wrote, and wreck. That's right. If you said an sound, you are correct. So we are going to write the sound at the beginning of that. Now, what letters do they all have in common? Do you see the WR at the beginning of all of those words? I want you to underline them. Okay, however, you do not hear one of these letters. You don't hear both the w and the sound in wrap or wrote or wreck. You don't hear the W, and we're going to circle the W because it's silent in all of those words. Nice job. Okay, moving on to the next column. Rhyme, rhythm, rhinestone. Say them. Rhyme, rhythm, rhinestone. What sound do you hear in all three of those words at the beginning? That's right. It's another R. Sound. Think about what letters do all three of these words have in common? How about the RH? Underline the RH in all three of those. Now, what sound don't you hear? Do you hear the Do you hear the Do we say rhyme? That would sound ridiculous, right? So the H is silent, and we're going to circle those. Circle the H. Okay, let's move on. New, knee, and knock. Read them to me. New, knee, knock. What consonants do they all have in common? K-N, K-N, K-N. But what sound do they start with? You can look back up and see. Yep, it's the N sound. Let's write N. All right, well, now let's underline the letters that they all have in common. K-N, K-N, K-N. What letter, though, is silent? We would never say knew or knee. So the K is silent, and we're going to circle that. Let's look in this last column. Our words are psyche, pseudonym, psychologist. These are tough words, right? Psyche, pseudonym, psychologist. What sound do you hear at the beginning? Psyche, pseudonym, psychologist. That's right. It's the S sound. Okay, let's put that up there. And we're going to underline the letters that they both have in common. This P, that doesn't look very good, huh? PS. PS and PS. Now, there's a silent consonant there. We don't say psyche or psychologist. It would be incorrect. So we're going to circle the P sound, the P, in all of them. Nice work. Okay, let's look at the bottom. Practice reading the words in each column with a partner. Go ahead and do that now. When you're done, let's answer these questions. Which consonant is pronounced in the WR and RH sound spelling patterns? So here's our WR and the RH. The consonant we hear is R. Which consonant is pronounced in the KN sound spelling pattern? Nu, ni, and knock. We only hear the N. Let's write N. Which consonant is pronounced in the PS sound spelling pattern? Psyche, pseudonym, psychologist. We only pronounce the S in that. Nice work. Let's move on to your spelling pretest for this unit. I'm going to read the words to you, put them in a sentence, and just like we do when we are in class, I want you to write the word on the line. It doesn't matter if you get them correct right now. We're going to go and learn them afterwards. Number 1, the word is bargain. We looked for a bargain at the outlet mall. Bargain. Number 2, write. Did you write a check for cheerleading camp? Write. Number 3, clothes. I need to wash clothes this weekend. Clothes. Number 4, knew. She knew the rules before she accepted the job. Knew. Number 5, knowledge. Studies show that knowledge has measurable benefits. Knowledge. Number 6, rhythm. I can hear the rhythm of your heartbeat. Rhythm. Number 7, island. We had to leave the island to buy groceries. Island. Number 8, ninth. I'm in the 9th grade. Ninth. Number 9, often. They go to the movies often. Often. Number 10, sword. That tin sword is used as a prop in the school play. Sword. Number 11, sign. Did you see what that traffic sign said? Sign. Number 12, comb. It is difficult to comb my hair after swimming. Number 13, column. I read your column in the school newspaper. Column. Number 14, calm. We need to stay calm during emergency drills. Calm. And number 15, tobacco. Chewing tobacco is bad for your health. Tobacco. Let's look at the correct spelling, and I want you to check your work with the spelling that's on the screen now. So number 1, bargain. That's an essential word, and it does not fit into any sound spelling pattern. So that's one you have to memorize. Number 2, write. WRITE. Number 3, clothes. CLOTHES. That's another essential word. Number 4, new. KNEW. Number 5, knowledge. KNOWLEDGE. Number 6, rhythm. RHYTHM. Number 7, island. ISLAND. Number 8, ninth. NINTH. Number 9, often. OFTEN. Number 10, sword. SWORD. Number 11, sign. SIGN. Number 12, comb. COMB. Number 13, column. COLUMN. Number 14, calm. CALM. And number 15, tobacco. Tobacco. Now, if you got any of those words wrong, I want you to write them on an index card. Then I want you to say the word, trace the letters in each of those words, repeat the word. Say, trace, and repeat each one of those. Write them on an index card and make sure you know how to spell those. Okay, let's move on. These are the unit words for Unit 34. We're going to look at synonyms. Remember, synonyms are words that have the same or similar meanings. Let's look for a synonym for bandage. It's a WR sound spelling pattern for Which one here is a synonym, which means the same, for bandage? If you said wrap, that's correct. Which is a synonym for destroy? It's another WR spelling, destroy. Which one of those means destroy? Yep, wreck, to wreck. Which is a synonym for inscribe? To write means to inscribe. Which is a synonym for peace? Peace. Let's look up here. Which one of those are a synonym for peace? That's right, calm. Which is a synonym for ascend? Ascend means to move up, maybe to walk up a mountain. That's right, it's climb. What is a synonym for fall? Fall is in the season. If you picked autumn, that's fantastic. What is a synonym for quiet? Quiet. Look in this area here. Solemn. Solemn atmosphere is a quiet atmosphere. Let's move on to our grammar and usage part of this lesson. We are going to review classifications and functions of nouns. Then we're going to learn what appositive phrases are, and we're going to learn where to put commas when we use appositives. Let's review first. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Nouns can be concrete or abstract. For example, one concrete noun is statistic. A statistic is a concrete thing. A statistic is a number, something like 50% or 2 out of 3 people, something like that. Knowledge, on the other hand, is an abstract idea. A noun can also be singular or plural. Most nouns use the plural making morpheme with an S at the end. For example, a better job means higher wages. Job is singular. Better jobs mean higher wages. The jobs here is a noun that's plural. A noun can also be common or proper. A proper noun must be capitalized. The town took a census of its residents. Census here is a common noun. A proper noun would be the United States Census Bureau publishes statistics on incomes. Let's look at this first sentence. Knowledge of these statistics will help you pass the test. What is the first noun that you see in the sentence? Is it knowledge? Then you are correct. Is knowledge abstract or concrete? Yep, it's abstract. Let's label that with an A. Okay. Is it singular or plural? It is. It's singular. Okay, let's move on. What is the next noun? How about statistics? Yep. Statistics is a concrete noun, and it is also plural. Do you see the S at the end? Okay, and the last one is test. Test is a concrete noun, and it's also singular. The family celebrated Jose's graduation from high school. Our first noun is family. Family is a concrete noun. It is a singular noun. That's an S. Yep. Jose, that is a proper noun, but it's also possessive, which we didn't talk about. Jose owns the graduation. It's Jose's graduation. Graduation is also a concrete noun, and high school is a concrete noun. These are both common nouns as well. If we said Pine Ridgeland High School or put a name of a high school, it'd be proper and we would have to capitalize it. Let's review now how nouns function in sentences. Our first sentence here is knowledge adds value to our lives. So let's underline the nouns. Knowledge is our first one, value is our second one, and lives is our third noun in the sentence. All of these nouns act in different ways in this sentence. So if we answer the question, who or what did it, we'll see that knowledge is our subject. Knowledge adds what? Knowledge adds value. That's our direct object. And the last noun here, to our lives. Lives is the noun, and to is a preposition. This is object of the preposition. Okay? That word lives. Let's look at our next example. Education gives people skills. Let's underline the nouns first. First, we have education gives people skills. All right, let's think about how these nouns function in the sentence. What is the topic of the sentence? It's education, right? So that's our subject. Education gives who? What? Education gives skills, right? That is our direct object. Skills is our direct object. Now, to whom do the skills go? Right? To people. And that is our indirect object for people. Okay, now we're going to look in your hardback textbook at page H49. I have it up on the screen. We're going to review. An appositive is a noun that follows another noun or pronoun. The appositive explains, renames, or identifies the preceding noun or pronoun. Commas are often used to separate the appositive from the rest of the sentence. For example, the school's career planner, Mr. Jones, offered advice. Mr. Jones identifies the school's career planner. It is a noun in opposition. The appositive may have modifiers. It is then called an appositive phrase. For example, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, a government agency, published a report. Agency is the noun in opposition. It is modified by the article a and the word government. The words a government agency form an appositive phrase. An appositive phrase is separated from the noun. It is qualifying by commas. Let's go to page 115 in your interactive textbook, and we're going to look for appositives. Then we're going to put commas if they are needed. Number 1, education, a key to success, should be available to everyone. Let's underline the appositive, a key to success. And we do need commas there because it is separated from the rest of the sentence. So put a comma and underline a key to success. Mr. Sells, the Minister of Education, addressed the graduates. Our appositive, which renames our subject, Mr. Sells, is the Minister of Education. because it's in the middle of the sentence, we need to put commas before and after it. I will study my favorite subject, English. English is renaming my favorite subject, and I need a comma because it needs to be separated from the rest of the sentence. Workers' income, the money they make, is affected by education and career choice. Workers' income can be renamed by the money they make, and we need to put commas there. Number 5, my brother's job, computer engineering, requires a college education. The appositive here is computer engineering, and we need to put commas there. Perfect. All right, let's move on to listening and reading comprehension. Our goal is to read a nonfiction selection that includes statistical tables. So, before we start reading, I want you to look at pages 104 and 105 in your textbook. You'll see a selection called The Value of Knowledge. Think about what you already know about levels of education after high school. You could go to school after high school and receive an associate's degree. That's a 2-year degree. A bachelor's degree is a 4-year. A master's degree is what you would get after a bachelor's degree. And a doctoral degree is a graduate degree obtained after earning a bachelor's or a master's degree. It usually takes from 3 to 6 years to obtain, and it's also known as a PhD. Those are just different kinds of college degrees. If you go to trade school, you could earn some sort of degree or certification for that as well. Now look at page 104 in your textbook. It's called The Value of Knowledge. Let's look at Table 1 on page 104. The title of this table is Unemployment and Earnings for Full-Time Workers Age 25 and Over by Educational Attainment. The table presents statistical data or numerical information in the form of tables. Tables list columns. Here are your columns. That's a column, and that's a column. And tables list rows. The rows go across like that. Recall that when you read visual aids, such as tables, you should carefully read the title of the visual aid as well as any column or row headings. This table can also be considered a bar graph. Remember that graphs generally present information with the use of bars or lines, so it's easy to compare different items on the graph. The purpose of a graph is to visually reinforce the meaning of statistical data. To review, what is the title of Table 1? That's right, Unemployment and Earnings for Full-Time Workers Age 25 and Over by Educational Attainment. Based on the column headings, what 3 kinds of data does Table 1 give? That's right, unemployment rate in 2006, education attained, median weekly earnings. Now think about, what is the purpose of this table? If you said it's to show that workers with a higher level of education have higher rates of employment and earn more per week than less educated workers, you are correct. I want you to look at the dotted line in the middle of the table. This line marks the national median for unemployment and weekly earnings. The word median means middle. The national median unemployment rate is the middle rate of unemployment across the country. That is, it is halfway between the lowest rate and the highest rate. The national median income is the income amount that lies halfway between the lowest weekly income and the highest weekly income in the country. Here's an example. 5 people have the following weekly incomes: $406, $422, $614, $706, and $896. The median weekly income would be $614 because it is in the middle of the incomes. 2 incomes are lower and 2 incomes are higher. This is different from the average, which is calculated by adding all of the incomes and dividing the total number of incomes added. Let's answer some questions. What levels of education have higher unemployment than the national median unemployment rate? So we're looking for higher unemployment than the national median unemployment rate. Let's remember that, unemployment. Let's go back to our chart. Here's the unemployment rate, and this is higher than the median rate. So these ones. So our answer would be less than a high school diploma, a high school graduate, some college, no degree. Let's see if we're correct. Yep. Okay, let's look at our next question. What levels of education earn higher than the national median weekly earnings? So we are looking for levels of education, and we want levels of education that earn higher than the national weekly earnings. Okay, let's go to our chart. Here's our median weekly earnings. Let's do this in a different color. And let's look at our national weekly earnings. It's 712. So we are looking for levels of education that are higher than 712. And here they are, 721, 962, and so on. These are the levels that earn more than the national weekly earning. And you see associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's, professional, and doctorate. Those earn higher. Finally, based on the preview of this selection, predict what this article will be about. If you said something like the connection between income level and level of education, or something about going to school after high school, you would be correct. Now, thinking about your prediction, I'd like you to go in and read these 2 pages to yourself. Please read page 104 and 105. Look carefully at the tables. You're going to answer some questions about them afterwards. When you're done reading, please answer the questions on page 116 and 117 of your workbook.